world but keep America's. How you say all men equal? There's no comparing us. Chains on our ankles and feet the way they carried us. Slave ships thrown overboard, they can't bury us. Women whores, men like a men can't even marry us. It's time to turn back to the Lord, no more tarrying. Yahweh shot coming, can't wait to see all them chariots. Can't wait to see all them.
They was going on. They was not listening to God. He's depicted as so-called brown man.
It says it in the Bible that he is Lucifer.
Huh?
It says in the Bible that Jesus says himself that
he is Lucifer. What does Lucifer mean?
the God of light.
Yes, it means a light bearer. Lucifer is not a negative term.
No, it's not.
I know a lot of people like to think that. They like to associate Lucifer with Satan, but that's not necessarily true. You understand? So when you look at the word Lucifer, you listening? You listening, bro? When you look at the word Lucifer is actually a Latin word, but it ended up in an English translation, right? And they kind of did that purposefully. But really the word translates from the word, the Hebrew word Hayallah, right? We can get that in Isaiah 14. Hayallah means just like a light bearer. And when you look at that word, it's depicting somebody that's at the top, somebody that shines the brightest. You know what I'm saying? That's a light bearer. You understand? And so that term is applied to the ruler of Babylon because that's who was the hegemony at the time. Right now, today, it would be America, or the so-called white man who rules America. You understand? They're at the pinpoint. It's called unipolarity. They're at the top of the top, right? Everybody looks to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the word Lucifer means. So when Yahweh Shai refers to himself as the light bearer, he also refers to the Israelites and tells them that he's going to give them, right, that light bearer. We can get there. Give me Revelations chapter 2. You already there? Who got Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah 14.
Give me Isaiah 14. And give me the blue there on that too. Read that.
So 26 or 2. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Even as I received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star.
He's going to give us the morning star, meaning we're going to be the hegemony at that point in time, right? Because give me, what you got? Hold that. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 44. I'm going to show you why, right? Because right now the Israelites are under a curse, you understand? And that curse says that the stranger that is within you is going to get above you very high, and you're going to come down very low, right? But when salvation comes, Yahweh Shai is going to flip that. He's going to give power to the Israelites to have rule over the other nations, right? And we're going to explain why that is. You got that? Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, so that's one of the curses that was going to be placed on the Israelites, is that they're going to be very low. Give me Deuteronomy 30, right? And then the stranger within us is going to be placed very high, right? But once salvation comes, and the roles get flipped, I'm going to show you why the roles get flipped. Give me that in Deuteronomy 30, verse 7.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
Right, so once salvation comes, right, once our captivity gets flipped, right, the Most High God is going to place these curses on our enemies. Meaning what? The same way in which that they was above us, now they're going to be below us. They're going to be the tail, the same way that we were the tail. It's going to be flipped, right? That's why Yahweh Shai say the first will be last and the last shall be first. You understand? Give me Luke chapter 16, and I'll go even deeper for you, right? Pause. Give me that in Revelation about Yahweh Shai, talking about he's the morning star. Luke chapter 16. I want the parable about Lazarus. You got it? Yeah. Start right there. And I'm gonna give you the parable about Lazarus, because this is really what this means, right? The flipping and the reversing of the roles, right? Because right now we're at the bottom, but when salvation comes, we're gonna be placed at the top, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? Read.
This is Luke chapter 16, verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day.
So when you look at the fine linen and the various different colors, that just means that they're opulent. They have riches and power, right? Read.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
So Lazarus is a representation of the Israelites being at the bottom, right? Full of sores, full of the curses. We're going through all the various perils that we go through, right? Read.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
So we just want some crumbs. We just want a little bit of, ease or rest. Give me that in Deuteronomy 28 where it says you should have no ease, right? But we're not getting that, especially because of the people that's in place and empowered over us. You know what I'm saying, right? The wickedness of these people, they treat us so negatively, right? Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and a sorrow of mind.
Right, so that's a part of the curses that the Israelites are facing, right? So keep reading in this. The crumbs, we want crumbs, but we're not even getting the crumbs. The other nations is coming and they're eating up all the crumbs, you know what I'm saying? Which is why, people from, Southeast Asia, people from, Africa can come over here and they'll have business loans and exactly, they can start fresh, right? Read.
Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off.
So at the end of the cycle, right? They're buried and put in the grave, right? That's what that word hell means, put in the grave, right? And now it's like the roles is flipping, the roles is reversing. This is at the end, right? When salvation comes. Read.
And Lazarus in his bosom.
You see, he's seen Lazarus in Abraham's bosom, right? He like, what's going on? Read.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue.
So the rich man is looking at Lazarus chilling, resting at the top with Abraham, and he like, hey man, ask Abraham if he could just let me come and dip my tongue, right? Because of the various things that they're going to be going through, because like I said, the roles is going to be reversed, right? Read.
For I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things.
See, when a rich man was ruling, he had good things.
That's right.
Right? When so-called white man is ruling America right now, they're living a great life. You know what I'm saying? And they set up a way in which the rest of their people can live great lives, right? And they set up connections, but they refuse to hand those connections out to various, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They gatekeep it, exactly. Read.
And likewise Lazarus evil things, but now is he comforted, and thou art tormented. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot.
So when the Most High, right, give us that salvation and set us up, right? Give me that in Isaiah chapter 60. You got that in Revelation as well? Right? Read that in Revelation first. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 16. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
So Yahweh Shai, when he returns, he's going to be that bright and that morning star. He's going to be the top of the top. He's going to be the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, right? And he's going to set up his people, especially the 144,000, to rule this thing under him. You understand? Give me that in Isaiah chapter 60. You got that? From the top. And this is what it's going to look like. Read.
Isaiah 60, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
So at that time, the light and the glory of the Most High is going to shine on the Israelites, right? Talking about that shining, that light. Read.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
Darkness is going to be on everybody else. You ever placed the light in a dark room? everybody just sees the light. Everything else is just dark though around it. You know what I'm saying? Read.
And gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, because like I said, once that salvation comes, right, the Most High, he's gonna make that new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, right? And that's when the light is gonna shine upon us, the glory is gonna shine upon us. And that's why, give me that in Proverbs, the law is a light. When we're in that new covenant, you gotta understand that we're gonna be keeping the law perfectly. We're gonna be programmed to keep the law perfectly. The law is gonna be written on our minds, right? So read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
So if the commandment is a light, in the new covenant, the law is gonna be written in our minds, the commandment is gonna be written in our heart. That means what? We're gonna be fully filled with the light at all times, right? Read that.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
All these other nations are gonna have to come to us. You know what I'm saying? Read that. The nation and king that won't serve you. I think it's in the next page. Read that.
Right here. Isaiah 60 verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right, so any nation or kingdom that doesn't want to serve the nation of Israel, when Yahushua returns and is set up, right, they're going to be destroyed. You understand? Much like how America operates today, right now. America has set up a coup in your country if you don't want, you know what I'm saying, operate how they wanted you to operate. Right, if they got a leader over there and that leader is not playing game with them, they'll set up a coup real fast, right? And that coup will come up against that leader. That's what happened to Ukraine. This is why the situation in Ukraine is even happening, right? Because in 2014 it was a coup set up against the neutral party that was over there, that was neutral between Russia and America, right? But that coup came set up and they had strifes. You understand? And that's why when they had what's his name? Zelensky, when he gets placed in the office over there in Ukraine, right? Now he's not as neutral anymore. He's leaning to America. He wants to join NATO, all these various different things. He wants to spread NATO even more east towards Russia, right? Which is going against the promise of which Russia and America had agreed to decades prior. You understand? So the same way America does that today, it's the same way it's gonna be. It's just the roles is gonna be reversed. You understand? The nation of Israel, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans is gonna be at the top. All these other nations is gonna be below us, right? As it was promised to Abraham, right? Read that in Deuteronomy 28 and 1. No, you good.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So we got to remember the law, right, and the commandments is going to be what sets us up above all nations of the earth. Give me the new covenant real quick in Jeremiah 31. And then I'm going to land my plane here with you, and then we can go whatever question you got. Read that.
This is Jeremiah 31 verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Okay, so let's talk about the new covenant that's going to be made, right? That's salvation. Read.
Which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and they will be and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, but they shall all know me, from the least of them onto the greatest of them.
Right, so the law is going to be written on our mind, right? That way we're going to keep the law continuously, perfectly, right? We're not gonna go off at all. We're not gonna sin at all. We're not gonna have to teach our brothers and our people that, you know, come back to the law, come back to God. We're not gonna teach that because everybody's gonna know it, right? And once we do that, the blessings of Deuteronomy 28 is we're gonna be set above high on all, you know what I'm saying, above all people. You understand? And that's what we're talking about, Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? The things is gonna be reversed.
You fly for your gang, not only her, but her attitude stink. 4-5 so big, he don't leave with a bang. Like, praise God, give up what you think. 10 deep, just me and my gang. Now part of the Bible, we teach the whole thing. For my life, no God, I'm a thing. Proverbs, chapter 110 verse 12. Kill the own king.